Hi Jesse, thank you so much for your patience and thank you so much for booking with me. This video has been redone a good I don't want to say 3 times because I always miss something or something messes up. But whatever the case may be, I finally made it here. Thank you so much for your patience. And I'm just gonna jump right in. So the way I do past life readings is I do a little bit of astrology and then I hop into tarot and cards. But sometimes I'll tell you whatever I do receive. I tell people when I do past life readings, it's very much like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like your lives have already gone through certain things, certain situations, and certain problems that they will be either amplified or they will be diminished in this lifetime. Like let's say you had a really bad relationship with your dad in a past life, for example, and they were just not even related to you maybe, and in the current lifetime they just kind of reincarnated as your dad to kind of work out whatever karma was left behind. Now when I saw your chart is very interesting because even though you are a fire sun and moon, you tend to have a lot of Scorpio and you have a lot of Virgo in the chart. I also pick out crystals, but I'm gonna hop into the crystals first so I could tell you why I chose certain crystals. Now I chose rose quartz. I have here this is tiger's eye, this is amethyst, and this is kyanite. Now kyanite I always kind of keep around for past life readings. It is known to be the past life crystal. So is carnelia. Now I wrap a little note around it when I'm trying to channel something specific or somebody's energy in specific. For you, I also wanted to choose blue lace agate. Now why did I choose rose quartz? Rose quartz, it's a point. It's a rose quartz point, which meaning it's receiving, it's letting in. I feel like for you, it's not so much about receiving love, but it's about balancing how much love you let others, you give others. I feel like Leos are very generous. I know they are seen as like, I feel like people's views on Leos is very like skewed. Leos are very generous and loving people. They will show you undying loyalty. They will care for you and they will very much take pride in the relationship. I feel like people see them as egotistical or like narcissistic because they are seen as like the kind of like like not the tigers, the Leos, like the king of the jungle type thing. But it's very very much different with Leo people when they open up to you. And I feel like with you it's maybe just balancing how much love you give to others, like knowing your limits, because I feel like when you're there for somebody, you're really really there for them. Like you will go through leaps and bounds to make sure that this person knows that you are there and that you care, and sometimes that energy isn't really reciprocated. So I feel like this crystal is very much for you. Now I chose also tiger's eye. Now why tiger's eye? Tiger's eye is the stone of courage, creativity, and stability. For you, I feel like it's more towards your emotions, and that's why I also wanted to choose the blue lace agate. It's more towards like what's that? Sorry about that. I just get really really thirsty once I start talking. But I was talking about these tiger's eye. So tiger's eye is the stone of courage, the stone of strength, the stone of stability. But for you, I don't feel like it's so much stability in your life. It's more of the stability of your emotions and actively working with your emotions to kind of channel it into something creative. I don't feel like anger is your main source of emotion because everybody has one emotion that they tend to kind of lean towards. I'm a very, very Pisces, so the first thing I do is cry. Sadness tends to be something that I cuddle. But for you, I feel like it's channeling your emotion into something creative. Leos are very, very creative individuals, whether they get the credit for it or not. They are very creative individuals, and I feel like for you, it's kind of channeling that into something creative. Now, I don't know where my blue lace agate is, but blue lace agate is a stone that not only soothes the emotions, because I feel like you have your sun and your moon being in 2 fire signs, you could feel things very very intensely and very very rash. So blue lace agate is a stone for soothing those emotions and kind of understanding them step by step, because I feel like you kind of just like hit the rail when it comes to your emotions. Like it's a very all or nothing for you. It's a very feel them all or don't feel them at all. And I feel like for you, it's just kind of processing them and going through them. Now, when I'm going to talk about your sun sign really quick. I always tell people your sun sign is kind of like the mask that you wear for everyday life. And then the moon sign is more like your inner workings and your inner feelings. So Leos tend to be seen as selfish or self-centered, and it's not that they are selfish or self-centered. It's more that they've already gone through the lifetimes and have recognized the self. They recognize who they are, and sometimes people can make them seem as if they're self-centered, which is not the case at all. It's not a self-centeredness. It's more of they have already gone through the work to recognize themselves, not that they're self-centered. It's two different things. And Leos recognize that they are special. And I feel like people think that it's kind of egotistical because that they recognize they're special. And it's not that they are egotistical. It's that I feel like everyone else has just not recognized the specialness in themselves and has claimed that. I feel like a Leo is a very claim sign, as in they are more than willing to claim that part of themselves than other people are. A developed Leo. Now, an undeveloped Leo will try to control everybody, will try to domineer them. It's that pride. It's that Leo pride, that Leo instinct. They will try to control everyone, they try to domineer everyone, instead of kind of leading them. That's the two different parts of being a developed Leo and an underdeveloped Leo. But like I said, they're very claim. They recognize their worth. They recognize themselves. They recognize their creative potential. And it's just the fact that other people don't recognize that kind of makes other people standoffish to them. So now to your moon and Aries. Moon and Aries are redeemers. They need to be right. Now, is that a bad thing? Not always. Your need to be right could be in something that's constructive and creative. Or it could be you go out of your way to kind of go into like a self-fulfilling prophecy so that you can be right, which can be extremely damaging in the long run. But like I said, there's always like for you, I feel like it's a very dominant aspect because you do have two very strong and dominant signs. But I feel like as long as you know how to express your independence and you know how to express yourself, especially with your moon in Aries, it could be a lot easier to govern your emotions and govern yourself. But I feel like this is all a work in progress for you. I feel like maybe that's where you are in your life right now, and that's why you are receiving this reading at the time that you are. I tell people I'm always late, but I'm always on time. So there's that. So yeah, so it's a sense of domineering. Oh, and I had also chosen, oh, can you see it? I love the sun in the position that it's in because I feel like right here, I could show you all the goods. So, can you see it? This is amethyst. For you, ew, is it? It's not doing what I needed to do. That's fine. So, this is amethyst. Amethyst is seen as the dream crystal, but it's also seen as the protection crystal. Leos don't get the credit they deserve when it comes to them being intuitive. Leos are highly, highly intuitive. They live from the heart chakra, so they experience things a little different. Their intuition's a little different from, obviously, a Pisces. Pisces, we're feelers. We kind of feel things out. I feel like we have like that intuitive feeling. Air signs are intuitively knowing at times if they can recognize that. And then Leos kind of have a little combination of both. I feel like when you live through your heart chakra as much as Leos do, information can come to you a lot easier than people that are overthinkers or overfeelers. And I feel like for you, it's kind of working with that, your heart chakra, maybe the color green. Green is part of the heart chakra as well, to kind of develop those abilities for you. I also feel like maybe your dreams are centered around this as well, that you can receive information through your dreams, and whether or not you want to recognize that information is up to you. I feel like maybe you get similar signs. I feel like this is what happens. Let's say you see like a little book in a dream and you pay no attention to it. But as your day goes on, that book kind of just sweeps through your mind for a sec. I feel like that's your sign, and it's just coming into your mental state because it was in the dream realm. You didn't pay attention to it, so it came into your mental state. I feel like it's telling you to maybe get more information or do some reading on something, or looking for more knowledge in an area that you've kind of been struggling with, or giving yourself that education in that. And that's what that means, and that's how you're receiving this information. And you feel like in your heart that maybe that's what it does mean, but I feel like sometimes you can second guess it. And I feel like for you, maybe it's just strengthening those visions and coming to terms with them so that you can really like you could really put them into action type thing. Okay. Enough of me talking. Oh, I'm sorry, this chair is like the squeakiest thing in life. Like, I've done so many readings on this chair that this chair is ready to give out. Okay, so let's hop into the past life reading. Now, like I said, past life readings are very much like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You channel certain lifetimes depending on what you're going through at your current life. Can these lifetimes change? Of course. We go through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. But depending on what you're going through is the lifetime that you're going to get. I always kind of ask for maybe like, I always ask for like a specific lifetime that you need to hear, that needs to come forward. And I will describe them to you. And more than likely, you have already dreamt of this person. I always tell people, like, if there's somebody in your dreams that you very much, if you see somebody as somebody else in your dreams and you very much recognize that person, it could have been somebody from your past. Like, you're maybe instinctively looking at yourself in a past lifetime. Like, I've dreamt of being a little boy, and it's like I recognize that it's me, but I don't recognize the physical attributes, if that makes sense. But you know deep down that is you, and that I feel like those are your past lives kind of like coming in and saying, like, if you need information, this is the person that you go to for this information. Anyway, let's on. So here is the Past Life Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss. Now, if you don't know who Brian Weiss is, he is the author of Many Lives, Many Masters, and he has a bunch of great past life reading books. I love this man to death. I love him so much that I went to see him in a conference here in Miami when he came years ago. He's very old, so if you want to see him in a conference, you should go now. Yeah, so he made this deck, and they don't make this deck anymore. I'm sure they sell like knockoffs of it, but I wouldn't go out and pay like $200 for this deck, because if you look for like the legit deck, it's like $200. It's not worth that. But like I said, you can always gather your information through like dreams. Like, sometimes I'll get this piece of kyanite and I'll write like my name on it and I'll sleep on it. Now, sometimes I wake up really, really hot, so just be careful, because I feel like sometimes the crystals give a lot of like heat energy if you've never felt it, and then you like wake up really sweaty, but that's beside the case. So yeah, past life. This is the one that I use. I also use it in conjunction with my tarot deck, which this is the Deviant Moon. And sometimes I also use it with, where is it? There's a little message for you at the end of this. I always like to thank my clients for waiting on me. But yeah, I kind of want to use, I always use the Deviant, but I kind of want to use this one. This is Tarot of the Divine. It has little stories, and I feel like maybe this one would be more centered to you, because I do feel like it's a very creative, loving deck. So I think I'm just going to use this one. And I also tend to use ooh, where's she at? Oh, do you hear how creaky that is? This one. Ooh. This is the Psychic Tarot deck. Now, this one is very different from like traditional tarot. So if you're like if you're looking for like a traditional deck, I really don't recommend this one so much as this one and the Deviant Moon, because it can be a little harder to work with, though it does have similar aspects to tarot. Okay, so let's jump right in. Excuse my notepad over here. I always take notes of like all my clients and like their charts and everything. Oh, yeah. I normally don't have this baby in here, but for today I do. Okay, so let's see. Let's jump right in. Ooh, oh, what past life? They want to speak early today, huh? What past life is directly correlated to Jesse's current? Ooh, that's a hot one. Jesse's current lifetime. Ooh, girl. Your past life is directly correlated to Jesse's current. Man, this is a hot story. Oh, yep. Wow. Do they have any more for me? Oh man, I hate when the chunk drops like that. What past life is directly correlated to Jesse's current lifetime? All right. I feel like this one's gonna be one of those tarot readings that takes me like an hour and a half. Okay, so let me see. Wow. Okie dokie. Ooh, ma'am, I knew. Okay, so sometimes certain crystals give away certain lifetimes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh, man. This is very, very interesting. So you do have 3 past lifetimes here. And I feel like they're all relating to either the same person or the same group of people. Now, what was I gonna say? Your soul kind of tends to reincarnate into soul groups. You kind of stick around all the time. Like I tell people, like your immediate soul group will always be your family. They are the people that you share the most karma with. They're the people that you are closest to, and it's like you reincarnating over with these people, and then they start to like split off into mom dad roles, into immediate roles. I feel like the people that I'm about to talk about right now, they have shared lifetimes with you before, and now it either escalates or de-escalates depending on whatever lifetime that you got. So I'm going to go ahead and show you which cards that I got. I'm going to start from the bottom row to the top. So I have love life, I have the arts, I have male and female, I have wisdom, I have Atlantis, I have wars and battles, I have karmic relationship, and then I also have Native American. Now, I'm going to go through the lifetimes as I see them because I feel like it's easier. The first one that called out immediately to me was this one here. This one in the middle is 1 lifetime. And we'll talk about the other 2. We'll touch up on them briefly, but I'll let you know what I'm getting from this one. So, I feel like for you in a past lifetime, you were a male. For once, you were a male. So that's why we get the male and female card. I feel like your soul has reincarnated often. So often, like, your soul tends to reincarnate so much that sometimes you kind of stay within some of those similar characteristics. Remember what I said about Leo's being dominant, Aries being dominant. I don't feel like it's a mistake that you kind of like reincarnated into these. I feel like your soul has been predominantly male in a past lifetime, but now the lesson has to be female. And how you can embody that femininity while still being this strong and dominant person. I feel like in a past lifetime you were male. I feel like, no, this lifetime doesn't feel like it was lived in America. This lifetime feels more like, maybe I'm getting like more towards like what it's more like towards where India is. Like I feel like that's more where the lifetime is being lived, because I do see like a parade of colors, and like there is this big I don't know if you've ever seen that big, it kind of looks like a Chinese dragon, but that's what I'm kind of seeing, but it could be more Vietnamese. I feel like that's what it is. It's Vietnamese. So it's like this big parade that they're throwing. And this is more before a war starts. I feel like you were or will eventually become a general in this war. And before this war actually broke out, you're a very artistic person. Like, I'm seeing crafts. Like, this is more with your hands. I don't know if you're into something that is more like working with your hands, or like pottery, or just creating things with your hands, like maybe even painting or drawing. But this man is working with his hands. He is a very big man, very well set, heavy set, muscular. He's about like, I want to say he's about like 6 feet. He's on a taller side. Um, and I feel like his parents are very different. Like, what I'm getting here is like light and dark. So I'm getting that either his mom was of Vietnamese descent and his dad was German, Russian, or some form of white descent, and that's why he came out like this big man. Um he does have issues with his father, not so much because like, I feel like his father issues tend to be more that his dad was not around so much, that it's that he does not like his father. His father seems like a very loving person, but his father seems like a very absent person as well. Like, I feel like his dad was somewhat more military involved as well, and that he would be going in and out instead of being like main at home. And I feel like that's where that is. So whatever. So this man is a very big man, and he eventually does go into a war. He does tend to leave his work behind, and I feel like that was one of his like greatest regrets, was him not being able to artistically express himself because so much was going on in the background. I feel like maybe right now the war is not a physical war with you. I feel like maybe this is more of an implication of a war that's going on either within yourself or within your life. And I feel like it's telling you not to abandon what you want to do. I feel like sometimes it's so easy to forget or to put things that we want aside because we feel like either they're not worth it, or because we feel like it's going to be too hard because of some of what we're going on in our lives. I feel like right now it's telling you, yes, things are hard, but you have to kind of center yourself and dig into what makes you feel closest to home, what makes you feel closest to your heart center. And I feel like that's what this lifetime is telling you. I don't know if like hibiscuses are like significant to you, or you dream of hibiscuses, but hibiscuses are very like um they're like any other flower. They're very spiritual as well, but they're very like fluent and free, and when they bloom all of their leaves kind of just like scatter out, and I feel like that's very indicative of you. I feel like you need to let yourself bloom during this time. That yes, things might be hard, things might be difficult, there might be, maybe this is more like a war at home, maybe this is more like an internal war that you're struggling with, but you need to let yourself create and let yourself bloom. I feel like that's what this man is trying to tell you. But let me get into, I haven't even pulled tarot. You see, it's like I'm 20 minutes in and I have not even pulled tarot. But yeah, this is what this man is telling you. Now, let me see. Ooh. Yeah, Justice and the Eight of Cups. I'm gonna pull little by little because I feel like if I pull too much, I'll be overwhelmed. So Justice. I feel like for him, he needed clarification on the relationship that he was going into. I wonder what sign is this? It has to be like a water sign because all the cards that follow are cup related. And the Patience. So I feel like whoever you have dealt with before, this can't be a Cancer. Please don't be a Cancer. But whoever you're dealing with or have dealt with before, that you've been dealing with them for a couple lifetimes, and I feel like for you it's knowing that sometimes justice is self-served, if that makes sense. You gotta create your own justice when it comes to this person. You got to know that you did everything that you could. You obviously, you have options. I feel like for you the keys are very significant. You have options on what you want to do, on how much you want to let them in, and it's like you will receive your truth eventually, but you have to be in a place to be able to receive it. I feel like maybe right now, if this is a current person in your life, or if this person has already gone, you still need some sort of clarification. But the clarification, I feel like it might be even coming through the dream realm, and that's where that amethyst point is. Wow, this one really stole the show today. I feel like maybe that's where this amethyst point is, that the clarification that you need is already being given to you, and you have to be willing to take that. I feel like it's the easiest thing to do is walk away from the situation. I feel like walking away seems to be the easiest thing rather than dealing with what was left behind. I'm talking about this person, like if they've already, or like if you've already finished dealing with them, or yeah, I feel like that's what, wow, I said I was going to use this one and I ended up using deviant. But anyway, I feel like I'm talking about this person as if you've already dealt with them. I feel like roses can be very significant, or the color red. I feel like maybe there was a lot of passion with this person, but passion kind of tends to flare out or burn if it's not channeled correctly. I feel like maybe, I don't want to say this was you, but I feel like your emotions play a big part in this. I feel like your emotions come out fiery, come out intense, and this person might have been more mild and more sensitive, and it kind of like caused an imbalance in the relationship. Now again, this guy that I'm getting, he was also a very passionate person, and I feel like he felt like maybe his passions were more deemed to go into the military, which, like I said, this man eventually does regret it, but he felt like maybe his passions were more deemed to like be more military and more structured and more refined, and he does do very well. He does become a general, but at the end of the day, he sacrificed something else so that he could he sacrificed a big part of himself so that he could get here. But I feel like he sacrificed it more because of stability reasons. I do see that poverty was a big playing factor in him going into this. And I feel like now you have choices. Like now you can choose what area you want to go in your life. You don't have to be stuck in making a one-way decision like he was. And I feel like even though he is very grateful for the time that he spent learning and dictating, and I feel like that's why you have such like hard Leo and Aries placement, like those are your main ones. He really did need to live a little more in like his heart center and his heart chakra. So if you see this man in your dreams, just know he's telling you to live in your heart center and in your heart chakra. I feel like maybe you've already seen him in your dreams, or this is just going to trigger a big like, not awakening, but you'll remember this man. So yeah, so I feel like being patient. I feel like if he had waited out, he might have had better options, but he felt like he had no options. I feel like there's a sense of companionship as well here, because the Three of Cups is here. There are two people here that are present with him. They are either they are water signs as well, and I feel like you currently have a best friend that is very much not like a mirror of you, but she very much embodies a lot of your characteristics, and it's like you guys are like Navy buddies. Like I feel like she was a male in this too, and you guys got along very, very well, and she's just kind of here to not only balance you out. I'm saying she, but could be a he too. I'm sorry if I mess up pronouns. I feel like she was kind of like a Navy buddy for you, and when you met her, you kind of just like, this is my person. Like this person and me are gonna get each other. And I feel like she has two extremes. I feel like she's a very like, I keep saying she, but like, male or female, they have two extremes. They could either be very, very, like they could be very like, yeah, do it, or they could be like, no, like don't do it. Like there's a very like fine line with her. Like it's really weird. Like I'm seeing like a little like she could go either way. Like it's a very like, I don't know, it's something she like to cross. But yeah, I feel like for you, it's more living in that heart center, that heart space. This battle that you might be going through right now, it's a temporary one. So now that we've done through this one, I'm going to go through the other lifetimes, because I feel like I'm going to end up talking forever. I always talk for such a long time. Okay. Now, am I surprised that you got Atlantis? Not really. And I'll tell you why. The crystals that normally stick with Atlantis are kyanite, amethyst. They're very like deeply intuitive crystals, and I feel like in Atlantis you either worked for some form of government. I don't know if you're trying to work for some form of government right now, but there's a need for structure and for authority. And maybe that's the Leo in you. Maybe that's that soul craving, that structure, that authority, that power, but channeling it effectively. I feel like, I don't know if people don't really dive into Atlantis, because I know some people say they don't believe in it or whatever the case is, but I've already done so many readings that, and me and another reader have confirmed like kind of like where it's located. But I feel like for you it was like a tyranny type thing going on at the time, and for you, like, honor and like loyalty was like a big thing. You might have been overthrown, honey. I don't know if you're afraid of water or you're afraid of drowning, but that is how you went. Like, the Vietnamese man, he what's it called? He died naturally. He lived a very long life. He lived up maybe to like 50s, 60s, which is normal and decent for that time. But here you were gone by like, I want to say like 30 was your deadline, and it was because you were trying to stop other people from making dumb decisions. That's where wisdom comes in. I feel like you were probably trying to stop them from doing something that would eventually hurt the people. I know that Leos are a little shyer, but they do tend to value people and places that they care about a lot. And I feel like you communicated to the wrong people. Like, when I see the dolphins here, I always think communication. And the fact that I'm getting wisdom here, I feel like you just didn't trust your gut instinct. Like, you knew not who not to communicate with, but you felt like they were higher up than you. So it was like, oh, I feel like I could trust them because they have a higher title, and they might be able to balance their lives more. And you eventually got overthrown. I feel like your body was never found, because I'm getting the soul itself is like, not mourning, but it's kind of like just like passing and phasing. So the body was thrown in water. And again, that love life and that karmic is here. A sense of abandonment can have popped up, or you might be afraid of being abandoned. Or just maybe in a time of your life where you felt like you were going to die early. This is where this lifetime comes in. Again, you were a male, light-haired. It's like a light hair, but you had dark eyes. So I feel like this is more like a Mediterranean kind of look to you. But yeah, you were very much overthrown and you were drowned. It was not an easy drowning, and I feel like right now, if you have dreams of drowning, or you have like prevalent dreams of dying, it is because this is that soul. This soul is more about trusting and who to trust in your current life. And I feel like maybe this could have been an issue presented into now. I feel like maybe you might be a little guarded, or you don't know who to trust, because the people that obviously betrayed you in this lifetime will do it again in the current. It's like you have to face this over. You have to kind of clear out the karma in them. So if you have a friend that kind of just like threw you over or like under the bus, I feel like this is from that lifetime. You do get a lot of like repeated, but not as extreme. So let me see. I feel like the number 7 for you is very, very significant. I don't know if that's like your life path number, but I feel like 7 is a very, very significant number for you, even in this reading. Yeah, they had to be an air sign. I don't know if they're a Gemini or a Libra, though I'm getting more Libra. So they kind of, you were kind of trying to see through. I feel like you were getting like these, like, I wanted to call them like, I don't want to call it butterflies, but something in your gut was telling you, like, don't trust this person. And they showed you every reason not to trust them, but your loyalty was so deep to this person that you kind of went ahead and you were like, no, they're trustworthy. I've been with them for a long time. I should be able to trust them. You made the wrong decision, honey. Just make sure that you don't do it again, or if you've already gone through it, that that is just kind of like a clearing phase, and this person has always been who they've been. And not to feel guilt or remorse for where your loyalty stood. Yeah, I feel like everything in you was telling you no, but your loyalty was so like bent and strong that you kind of just like put intuition aside and kind of used your logic. But yeah, don't do it again. Let me see over here. Now, this is the last one. This is the Native American one. Now, I say Native American, but it does not feel Native American. This does not feel American Native American. This feels more like, I don't know if you have like connections to Peru, but this feels very much around that area. The soul feels very in tune with itself. Yeah, it's like a very masculine presence. Like I see him and he's like doing some sort of like ritualistic dance in fire. He's also a very big man. Long black hair, very Peruvian features. He is very dark skinned. Could have some sort of like something here. I don't know if you have a birthmark here, but it's like a big thing here. I want to call it kind of like a stick and poke because they have a different calling for it, but it looks kind of like a tattoo, and it's like a big sign of like a warrior, and that's who he is. He's a big warrior, but he's also a big lover, so that's his downfall here. So honey, if you're like a big lovebird, just be careful. Like I find I'm laughing because the way that I'm being shown is like he's trying to give his love to multiple women, and none of them, they kind of like, they're all rejecting him, and I feel bad. Like it's not that he's an ugly guy, it's like I feel like they're scared because he's a very passionate man, and I feel like maybe that's how your relationships are. Like you're a very passionate person and you kind of tend to scare off potential partners because you are so passionate about things. Don't give up if this is your love life. He doesn't give up. He eventually does go into like a loving relationship. Let me see who this is. This could be a future partner or your current partner, but I feel like maybe this is more of a future partner, or maybe somebody that you've already been with. Yeah, I feel like with him, oh yeah, even the rose is here, but I told you the rose is a very significant sign for you. I feel like it's just because roses are very passionate, and I feel like that's where you are, a very passionate and deep, profound person. Ooh, okay. Let's see. If you hear anything, it's just my family. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like I get the moon here, so I feel like maybe this person is a Cancer, because Cancers are like symbolic of the moon. And then the 8 of Pentacles, so I feel like it was like a very happy relationship, but it was also a relationship that you have to strive and really work for. I do see a lot of blunders, and I feel like you guys, even though you guys mesh well, sometimes there's a disconnect in your understanding. Maybe this is more of like a communication boundary between you, because I feel like this person is very sensitive and you can tend to be a little harsher and rasher with how you how your emotions come out. Do I feel like, I always tell people, like, even if you end up with one of the relationships here that I talk about, that's a choice of yours. If not, there's always more partners. The universe is always giving us more options and more people, and it's just who we choose. In the end of the day, it's like who we choose and who our loyalties are to. But yeah, I feel like whoever you end up with, it's gonna be a continuous working thing. Do I feel like the passion is gonna flare out? No, but I feel like you have to continuously work on it, and that's why the 8 of Pentacles is here. It's a working through the long run. I also have King of Cups down here. Oh, girl, I also got the Devil over here. So I feel like, yeah, even though some people see the Devil as a bad sign, I feel like the Devil is a very passionate, possessive individual. I don't feel like possessiveness is a bad thing if you are somebody that likes to be possessed and be like cared for, but they are also a very caring individual, and they can kind of be more I don't want to say standoffish, but more balanced in their emotions than you are. They are very sensitive and they might not say it in the beginning, but I feel like they're very, very balanced in their emotions. But yeah, this person also lives a long life. Like the 10 of Cups here kind of shows me that it was a long, happy life, and they end up having 2 kids. These kids, if you are a straight, these kids will be your kids again. If not, then I feel like in the near future they will either reincarnate as your niece and nephew, because they feel very adoring. One of them is going to be either a Virgo or a Libra. I do get like September, so that's kind of like Virgo Libra season, and the other one is going to be a water sign, so that could be a Scorpio or a Pisces. So yeah, watch out. Make sure that you're on your toes if you are a straight. So let me see. I'm gonna give you like, I don't know, I kind of want to use the landscaping, the Sacred Destiny. I feel like it calls more towards you. Let's see. What message do we have for Jesse? Ooh. Security. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's see. What message do we have? Ooh, for Jesse. Oh, yep. So with you, again, like I remember what I said about earlier, like a war, or maybe I call it like, it's not like a physical war. It could be an internal, or kind of like a I'm sorry if I was kind of like weird to like how I place my words. When I was talking about your past life and I said a war, maybe it's more of a war within self, but I feel like it might be a war within itself because of security is here. So it's finding security within yourself and making sure that you give yourself what you need. I feel like sometimes you can deny your needs depending on what's going on around you. If you are frivolously stressed, you can tend to deny your needs, and that sense of security can sometimes feel like it's not there, or that it's being taken away. But just making sure that you are okay, that you are securing your needs, that you are providing for yourself, even if things outside are hectic. And the picture in itself kind of gives me that, like the fighting and the stuff, but the warm fire kind of tells me like at the end of the day, the place that you need to go to is that you need to retreat internally and find that security internally. That it's like a vast thing for you. That security can just mean how you feel inside, or even just your environment that you're in. And I have voyage here, and this feels like a voyage of the self. Like, I really like the analogy of the whale and the baby whale, because that's kind of like, I don't know if you know, but whales mate for life. They're also deeply spiritual animals. They are seen as the ones that go in the subconscious. And I feel like, again, maybe that amethyst is calling back out. It's telling you like, go into your subconscious. And look, even here, like the universe thing and the warmth of the fire is telling me that maybe the answer that you're seeking is, you already have it, but it's also within yourself, and you kind of need to let it marinate in you and like really, really dive into who you are. I feel like maybe this is a good time for shadow work, or it's a good time for you to like dive deep into your emotions. I feel like your emotions are quick and they're fiery, and sometimes they can just go out like a candle. Like, they're quick and they're fiery, and then they'll just go out. And I feel like you really need to marinate in them and kind of take a second look and really feel them out, and really like dig deep onto where they're centered or where they're rooted, and nurture them. And that's why I feel like the mother whale and the baby whale is here. It's the nurturing, it's the subconscious, and it's the deep dive. The moon is also here, the intuition. So I feel like maybe that's kind of your message for Scorpio season. It's the deep dive, and it's kind of letting go of the idea of who you thought you were, and kind of coming into a more solidified, a more secure, ooh, I love when stuff goes like this, more secure version of yourself. I'm gonna upload this video, and I hope that it doesn't take forever. If you have any questions, honey, please reach out to me through email or through Twitter. Thank you so much for your patience, and I hope this reading finds you well. So I will see you soon, and thank you so much. Bye.